Hey everybody, I'm Johnny Sanchez, and today I'll be talking about the Roman architecture. So I'm gonna start off with the Roman architecture was influenced by the Etruscans, who were the early kings of Rome. This was established around 409 BC to about the 4th century. Now, Roman architecture is a unique and creative idea established in buildings to produce a new architecture structure. This Roman architecture was a combination of a newer material and existing techniques adapted for their construction. This innovation was a changing response to the needs of Roman society and would spread them out around the Roman world, making sure that those great edifices survive to the present day. Now, here we're going to talk about the Roman Tuscan. Roman adapted the Tuscan columns as part of a traditional idea. The Tuscan columns were a smaller capital, molded base, and slender shaft without the flutes. These type of columns were used mostly in domestic architectures such as the verandas and the peristyles. As an example of this, you can take a look at the front of the Pantheon in Rome. The columns could be detached from the building but yet remain attached to the base of the facade. The imperial complexes incorporated arch springs, soaring arcs, and domes which span throughout the great distance. Now, the main material used for these columns were the forain marble, and this was used for columns and any Roman architecture for the most part. But besides marble, travertine limestone was used for paving, doors, window frames, and steps. Now, we're going to talk about a little bit about this type of structure. So this structure here, um, they usually would be single, double, or triple tiers of arcs, and they were mainly created to carry fresh water to urban sources that would sometimes carry water many kilometers away. So basically, you would find this kind of structure near a river. Now here, as you can see, it's we're going to talk about baths. The basilica and the bath building are Greek influences in the late Republican innovations. These are breathtaking interior spaces using arcs, buttresses, domes, and vaults that were typical Roman ability to display Roman baths. Now, pools, hot rooms, fountains, and even libraries were often a huge part of these complexes. Now, Roman temples. Roman temples usually had a stepped entrance and column porch that were placed on a raised platform. They were rectangular usually in their form that these temples had, but could sometimes take the form of polygonal or circular. Next, we're going to talk about triumphal arcs. So, triumphal arcs are also single, double, or even triple entrances, and their only function was to commemorate events such as military victories. They became the imposing stone monuments to the Roman vanity. Now, as far as the conclusion for this presentation and this type of a structure, is that the Roman architecture stood the test of time, proving the magnificent structure created from the great design and techniques. There were a combination of different materials with daring designs that pushed the boundaries of physics and would turn this type of architecture into a form of art. Now, I do would like to show my model. I try to recreate the outside part of the Pantheon in Rome. just to focus on some things. Some of the things I really tried to focus on was the texture, the marble material that I used, and the Tuscan columns. I did try to keep the shapes. As you can see, the front of it is rectangular, yet the top keeps a triangular shape. And then towards the back, we have more of a round shape of it all. And that's all I got. Thank you guys.